Arabic musician, dancer, and folklorist Karim Nagi is bringing his dynamic educational performances to Connecticut schools and libraries this week. I invited the drummer, a native of Egypt, to join us in the studio and demonstrate traditional Arabic hand percussion. Karim, welcome to Morning Edition.
Thank you so much.
Can you describe the percussion instrument you brought into the studio?
The one that I have in my hand, which is the one that fascinates a lot of people, is called the riq, and it's a tambourine, except the skin is a fish skin, 5 cymbals around, and you can hit the skin or you can hit the cymbals themselves. And I could play you an example. It's right in my hand.
Sure.
So I would make a combination of the lower sounds and the higher sounds, depending on where I hit. I can hit the cymbals as well. So it's a lot of sound for a small instrument.
And are you playing a sort of root rhythm and then embellishing on that?
That's exactly right. Every rhythm has a name and a skeleton. The rhythm I just played is called a masmoudi, small masmoudi. The word masmoudi is an Arabic word. It means pillar or something that holds something up. And so that the skeleton is... And I would count it, doom, doom, stek, doom, stek, doom, doom, stek, doom, stek. And then I would embellish it to give it its character. But this is the skeleton. Just like that.
What led you to want to find ways to introduce and share Arabic culture here in the U.S.?
Perhaps it's a product of me living here and of finding some animosity against Muslims and Arabs in the United States based on current events, whether it's 9/11 or whether it was the Palestinian-Israeli conflict or the administration. Basically, I always was compelled to want to share my culture with people around me so that they would feel more comfortable and less fearful of people from my part of the world, be it Egypt or the rest of the Arab world or the Muslim world. And music seems to be a good gateway for people. It humanizes me, it humanizes the culture, and then from there, I think people are much more receptive to get to know us as people.
Mike McDonald, you're listening to Worldview on WBEZ, and that's Karim Nagi. And tell us something about yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about where all this is coming from?
Thank you. So my name is Karim, and my parents and I are immigrants from Egypt. I identify as an Arab American. The time of living in the United States made me like a pan-Arabist, really interested in knowing all the different countries around the Arab world. And what I do in the Detour Guide is present things from all over the Arab world to help people, demystify things about our culture and things about our behavior and music especially. And I use music to help make the connection.
It sounds like you had to digest all the Western ideas about your homeland while you were growing up, digesting what your homeland was.
Absolutely right. Exactly. And there's even a line in the play about this, that we Arabs are caught either trying to fulfill or deny the identity created by somebody else. My goal is to use the arts, music, dance, celebration, even humor to help foreground us and share our stories with people coming from our own hearts and our own experiences rather than a depiction made by somebody else.
What is that thing you're playing there?
In English, it's called tambourine, but in Arabic, it's called riq. And it is a tambourine, but it has a fish skin, and it's covered in mother of pearl, and it has like the 5 brass cymbals. I mean, you can play closed, you can play shaking. And this is actually the connection between Arabic music and world music and early music as well, is that these instruments are still played in the Arab world, and so it really fit in well with the authentic instruments used in early music.
Let me ask you something. You perform traditional Arabic music and dance, but you're also open to mixing musical genres and mixing cultural influences. Do you face pushback on that?
I feel that culture is evolving, and I definitely want to represent my culture, but I am also not a museum curator all the time. And something that was traditional when it was created was at that time contemporary. Something that was contemporary in the past is now considered tradition. So I think it is important to be open and to fuse and to make hybrids as long as you do it in a responsible way.
I want to thank you for coming in. And can you play something as we wrap up our conversation?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I can do maybe a little survey of rhythms from around the Arab world. Let's start with Morocco, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Iraq.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.